back, but any kind of thought on what the likelihood would be that?
I mean, we got to wait till we get the stuff back, so I don't want to speculate too much. But I mean, usually a week to rest it, and usually gets back in. And I expect him to have a chance to play. Can't hold me to that. We'll find out more after the imaging, but expect him to have a good chance to play.
And as I recall, didn't Mosley have it last year, dislocated shoulder?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think he might have tore something, mostly, because he needed surgery. This was more like lethal weapon type thing, where you got to pop it back in.
That was it.
Yeah.
Are you concerned with Tart, or do you think that he'll be back soon?
I think it'll. I know he just irritated the same area, but no new damage. So he'll deal with some pain, I'm sure, this week. But it's nice that the game's 2 weeks away.
You said yesterday that you're going to try to approach this like a regular week. Is that the plan here? Like Tuesday off and Wednesday, Thursday?
Yeah, totally regular week. We'll probably take Saturday off, and I think we head out there Sunday. But today we had a normal Monday, just reviewing the game from yesterday. When we're done here, they're going to meet with all our players and coaches and go over ticket situations and stuff like that so they can get that situated. Tomorrow will be the players' day off. We'll do our game plan and have a normal Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and get there next week and repeat it.
You had some fun this week with Art Spander joking about the backpack incident from the Super Bowl. Can you just take us through those few minutes when that backpack was lost to you?
I had almost a panic attack. All you guys were huddled around me and distracted me, setting me up while he could take it. It was right between my legs. I was sitting on the top part of a chair, and it was between my legs. Then when I was done talking to everybody, it wasn't there anymore. And there was a backpack there, but it wasn't mine. So he took mine and left his. But I was panicked, not because of the game plan or everything in it. That's on an iPad, and you need codes to get in it and stuff, and we have others, so that's not a big deal. But I had about 48 Super Bowl tickets in there that I had bought for family members and everything, and I was carrying a lot of money from that, a lot of IOUs and stuff, so I was very panicked about the tickets and the cash.
Get resolved.
I was gone for about an hour and a half. The whole team left me. The Patriots came in. I was walking around there looking for my backpack frantically, running into more media people and still having to do interviews past my deal. And I was trying not to come off as a jerk, blowing them off, but I was panicked trying to find my backpack. So it was awkward, but Art ended up coming back with it. I think we found it because the backpack remaining, I eventually opened it and saw his name in there. And so people tracked him down, and he had it, and they tried to take it off of him, and he wouldn't give it to me at first until I showed him it was mine.
Have you forgiven him?
Yes, I have. Yeah, I forgave him fast, but I was stressed for a while.
Also in that Super Bowl, in the game, obviously the 28-3 lead, and you didn't win. How much have you gone back over that in your head? How much has that lingered for you about whether it's a teaching moment or whether it's a learning? How much do you think about that?
Not much at all anymore, to tell you the truth. You do it every second. The days after were real tough. But I don't think losing a Super Bowl is extremely tough for everybody, especially when you lose one when you have a 28-3 lead going into the fourth. But the way it came down on me personally, I didn't react to that, I think, the way people would expect, because, there's definitely parts in that Super Bowl that I would love to have back and stuff I was very hard on myself, but the whole narrative of if I just would have ran it, we would have won. I know that wasn't the case. I know it went into that game and all the stuff that happened. So that stuff didn't bother me. You got to deal with that and listen to other people. But it was nice to be able to move on and move out here and just keep working. And I'm glad I get the chance to go back.
You said that one play, maybe the 2nd and 11, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, the play I regretted the most was when we got down there. We haven't got it converted a third down really the entire second half. I think we were averaging 1 yard a carry rushing. And so when you do that, the formula to keep giving the ball back to someone is to go run, pass, because you're going to make it 3rd and 7 at the best every single time. And if you're not converting any third downs, that makes it tough. So we did mix it up a little bit. I think we actually ran it more in the second half than we did in the first half. But the other team I think it was like 34 of 38, converted all of their third downs, couldn't get the ball. And finally they got it in within a score. We got it back and got pretty aggressive to get it down there. And it was a 2nd and 10. Called a pass on. The last time down there on 2nd and 10, I called a run on. Got a 2 yard loss and a holding call that put us out of field goal range. this time I went the opposite, tried to get a play to Julio. They played a different coverage. Didn't get the call I wanted, so I didn't like the call. I was hoping we could just get rid of it, but they had a pretty good rush, got a sack, and once that happened, I knew we had to throw because now we were out of field goal range. Threw it the next down to Sanu, ran a choice route breaking out, moved the chains, but they called a holding call on our left tackle. So that put us way back, and you had to throw again to get back into it, and we missed it. But yeah, I wish I didn't call that play on 2nd and 11 that led to that sack.
Do you think you've evolved or improved as a play caller since then?
I don't know. I think each is huge. I mean, I thought I did a pretty good job that year. I mean, we had a historical offense in Atlanta and did a lot of good things. But I mean, a play caller, you're as good as your last game. So you go after all that stuff. You learn stuff from everything. But people act like there was a bunch of big learning moments in that game, and yeah, I wish I didn't call that pass on 2nd and 10. But the learning moments are. Never feel good. I mean, that's why I promise you when we're way up in the fourth quarter on Green Bay and stuff, I mean, I know what 28 minus 3 is, and I know 25-point lead in the fourth quarter isn't enough. So when we only have a 14-point lead with 8 minutes to go versus Green Bay, I can promise you that I think I feel from experience like the game is tied and that we don't have a 2-score lead. And I think that's the stuff that helps you because sometimes I think people can tend to relax, and that's something I won't say that I ever relaxed in that Super Bowl, especially with Tom Brady having that ball. But that's something that keeps you humble at every single moment until the game's over.
That week I asked you about the possibility of being the first father and son coaching on the Super Bowl. You told me if you beat the Packers, you will answer this question. So here we are.
All right. It feels pretty cool. I mean, probably like you'd expect. That surprises me, but that is pretty neat. Now hopefully the goal will be hopefully to win one.
What did you do last night to celebrate? Were you watching any of the highlights in the background, or have you broken down the film yet?
Yeah, broke down the film. We did that all today and just finished with the players. But no, I just had a bunch of family over last night, a bunch of friends from high school and college, and my whole family, my wife's whole family, and it was pretty cool. Got home a little bit later, took a while to get out of here, and took a while to calm down, though, from the excitement of the night. But it was nice to just be able to hang out in the house and reminisce on a bunch of things. Usually most people just making fun of me most of the time, and me making fun of people back, but it was a good time.
You've touched it multiple times on the various ties you have to this organization. I'm sure you'd be happy to lead any team to a Super Bowl. Does it mean more that it's this particular organization for you?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, I think it's, if you would have told me this when I was in middle school, I would have said that's a dream come true. So, you get into the NFL and you stop thinking about that stuff because there's 32 teams and you're doing whatever you can just to get that opportunity and stuff, and just the way it worked out and the way everything lined up, it is pretty special to sit and think about.
You have a lot of your key players are younger guys, maybe with the exception of Sherman, but what can this whole experience over these next 2 weeks do for you guys in terms of trying to build something sustainable?
It's very important to go through all this stuff. It's you don't really know what it's like till you go through it. Our players got experience now of the playoffs. They're going to get experience here at the Super Bowl, and people will tell you all about it, but you got to go through it. I'm very thankful that you got 2 weeks to do it. I do think it's crazy when you get down there for the week, and that's what was nice for just growing up, watching my dad go through it a lot, and then being able to go through it myself with the Falcons. Just seeing it firsthand how important it is really to take advantage of this first week, how much pressure is on all these guys to, everyone wants to take care of everybody, but everyone's got so many family members and so many people that they want to get tickets for, they want to help people out. But people don't realize that not everyone gets that many tickets, and you're going to have to say no to some people, and it's going to be tough. But you got to focus on the people real tight to you, help whoever you can. But once you're done and you make the decisions you can, you have to move on, and you got to focus on the task at hand, because once you get down there, it's hectic, and everyone wants to be taken care of and stuff. But we got a job to do, and that's what we're going to do. We're going in there to play in the Super Bowl, and which is a very important football game. And for us, we can't get caught up in an event. It's just the game.
For you and the staff, do you approach this like you're playing this coming Sunday and try to do all your work before you get to Miami?
Yes. Yeah, we try to do everything before. We definitely know that we have the whole week when we get there. But there's different media obligations that get you out of your routine and everything, and you don't want to play catch up at the end of a Super Bowl week. You want to do that now. That was cool. Dan Quinn being at Seattle, him going through it, that was something he stressed to us hard. After we won the NFC Championship, would love to take a couple days to relax and stuff and then get at it, knowing you have 2 weeks away. But Dan put us on it right away, and man, was I thankful when we got there, because you have the time to work when you get out there and stuff, but there are a little bit more distractions and stuff, and I hope the players aren't trying to learn anything and having to study as much. You hope you get all that done this week, and next week we're just going through the motions again and just locking it all up.
When you got there last time, did you do some tinkering, or was the
Oh no,
plan-
you do a lot of tinkering, and you get watch a lot of stuff, and it all depends on what you're going against. But it's also nice to get a trial run of the whole week too, and you kind of get down there the next week and you review it again on that Monday and Tuesday, and you go back through your weekly practice. And hey, I know we liked this last week and we worked on it, but it just doesn't seem to look like what I thought. Let's take it out and put this instead. So there'll be stuff like that, but the main thing is not wasting this week.
Two more, please. What's the key to having receivers who are so willing to block? Is it finding the right guys, or is it something to do with messaging to them, or you have to be effective doing it to prove it to them?
No, I think it's just holding people accountable from the beginning. And then, you just set a standard as it is, and every time you watch tape, you point it out. Some people don't point it out very much and don't think you can get that out of wideouts, but that's what we do from the first play that we're with someone to the last play. You never don't grade a receiver for blocking. They're as big of a part of it as anyone on the field. And the more you point that out, I think the more they enjoy it. I think guys don't always get that pointed out all the time, and once they realize how big of a deal that it is for them, I think guys take pride in it. And you can be a real physical guy, or you don't always have to be the most physical guy, just to know how to do your job and how to be square on people and get to the right guy. And I think those guys learn the more that they do that, the more big plays that they can get in the passing game.
What do you mean to have your dad here?
Packers, they seem to be selling out to stop Kittle and some other things, and you were able to run. The Cardinals did kind of the exact opposite, and Garoppolo tore them up. I was, like you mentioned, 2016 Falcons were historically good. I guess what I'm asking is, have you had an ability to counter whatever a defense does as well as you have with this offense? It's like, you're going to stop this, we're going to do this, or is it on par with those Falcons?
Yeah, it's been a little bit different. I think our offense plays a little bit more to our defense here. We have our defense has had a historically good year. So I think we've been able to win the game a lot of different ways on offense. But when the defense, the way it's played with us, the way it's played most of this year, we didn't have to go out and air it out a ton, no one going into games like that. So we've tried to do it some old-fashioned ways at times. Our guys have gotten better at that as it's gone, and our defense has allowed us to do that no matter what. And it wasn't always that case with the other team you asked about.
All right, guys, we got to go.
One more. What's that?
You spoke a lot about being hard on yourself, your accountability. Your players are exactly the same. Is that unique to the mindset of this locker room?
Yeah, I think. You got to defuse guys. Everyone's sensitive and everyone's trying to do their best. But also everyone makes mistakes. So I don't care who you are. Hall of Fame quarterbacks, Hall of Fame coaches, it doesn't matter. No one has gone perfect in this league, and everyone's going to make huge mistakes in front of a lot of people. And that's what sports is about. That's what I think athletes go through. That everyone, the athletes got a great life. They work hard, they get paid very well, and they get to play in a cool game. But they also are going to get judged by everybody in what they do, and that's just part of it. And you got to you got to have thick skin. You got to mind not being judged, because you're out here, you're good at what you do, and you're going to have times that are bad. The more you can call yourself out, the more you can call each other out, the more people kind of take their sensitivity away and know, all right, he's right. We all mess up sometimes. Let's just sit in here and work on getting better.
All right, thanks.
Thanks.